Please forgive the heavy mouth breathing during this practice. I was dealing with a stuffy nose, and please put some music on so you don't have to listen to my
Hi,
heavy
and
mouth
welcome
breathing.
to Wisdom with Grace Yoga. My name is Sophie, and on this channel today, I have a vinyasa practice for you that is going to manifest alignment. So alignment is a word that is used in spiritual circles and manifestation circles a lot. It's one of those words that are overused and underdefined. So what is alignment exactly? And I have an idea of what it is, but I don't know if I'm correct on that. But I've heard manifesting teachers say alignment is all you need. I think Abraham Hicks talks about the vortex, which is maybe similar to alignment. I'm not sure. I've also heard, alignment with your soul, alignment with the manifestation. So, whatever alignment means to you, and if you don't know what alignment means, maybe we can both come to some understanding of what it means and maybe understand what it means in yogic philosophy and Sanskrit. My guess, the only word I can come up in Sanskrit that'd be close to alignment is the word yoga itself, which has a broad amount of definitions, translations of it. There's about 300 definitions of yoga. What the most common translation of the word yoga is union or to yoke or bind. So that's the closest word I can think of for alignment. We're also going to go into alignment of the postures today. So if you're new at yoga, this is a great practice for you to understand alignment in the postures. If you're not new at yoga and you've done yoga a long time, this is also a really great practice to get a refresher on the postures. So when you're ready, we might use a couple blocks today and a blanket. So when you're ready, we'll start at the front of the mat. So So decide which front of the mat is, which side of the mat is the front for you. And we'll come to a Tadasana mountain pose. And so the alignment of this posture traditionally is the feet are together. The heels are just a couple finger widths apart. Sometimes that can feel a little ungrounded or unsteady. And so a lot of times what you see in classes is feet about hips distanced apart. The heels are aligned right behind the middle toes. The knees are soft. And this is the alignment of the posture. And then we broaden out through the collarbone. I like to lift the shoulders and draw the shoulders down, shoulder blades down the back. These are all refinements in the posture. So there's alignments and then there's refinements. So just take a moment here and connecting with the breath, feeling into the body. And on your next exhalation, I want you to completely exhale all the air. And then start to take a deep breath in after that, feeling the breath move through all the way down into your abdomen, filling the belly up. Exhale, empty all the air. Inhale, deep breath in. Exhale, empty. And then continue to breathe normally in and out through the nose. Notice here what you can relax in this posture. Where can you find some ease? From here, reaching the palms overhead. I like to have my feet together for this. Pressing through the feet, lifting the fingertips up towards the ceiling. Kali Mudra here, if that feels good in your hands. And lifting the ears away from the shoulders, refining this posture a little bit. Pressing through the feet. Inhale. Exhale, side bend over to the left. Pressing through the left foot. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, returning back to center. Side bend over to the right. Press through the right foot. Inhale, back to center. Release the hands. Fold over the legs into a forward fold. So from your forward fold, please bring the chest as close to the thighs as you can. If you're way up here in your forward fold, please bend your knees nice and deep until you can get your torso onto your thighs. I know it's a little bit more of a squat. Reach fingertips to the floor, sit down nice and low into a squat, palms facing forward. Reach the pinkies up into the air, into your chair Utkatasana. From here, lift just the left heel up off the floor and big step back into your high lunge. So once you find your balance here, and high lunge, the knee is said to be stacked right over the ankle joint. If that hurts your knee, then the alignment isn't correct in your body. So bring the knee a little farther back. But you want to think of dragging the heel back so we work the hamstring muscle. And from here, turning the left heel out, turn all 10 toes forward, come into a 5-pointed star. So this is where we can take an inventory here. Are our hands in line with our feet? That's about how wide we want our feet here. And then turning the left toes out, soften through the left knee, come into Warrior Two, palms facing down. So in Warrior Two, Virabhadrasana 2, the left knee stacks right over the ankle joint. The shoulders are stacked right over the hips and the fingertips are aligned with the shoulders. The back leg, the right leg is straight. And so what happens here a lot of times is the left knee might be a little farther back from the heel. If your knee hurts with the knee over the ankle joint, that's perfectly fine. The other thing that can happen here a lot in this posture is that the hips aren't working. So the knee comes in like this. So we want to align the knee with the center of the toes. And if that's difficult, you can lift the heel and draw the heel in a little bit. So that is the alignment of Warrior Two. And it's not about being right or wrong or perfect. It's about consciousness to the posture. So if you're out of alignment and you're not aware of it, that's unconsciousness. If you're in alignment, you're out of alignment and you are aware of it, you're doing it on purpose, right? Intentionally, that is consciousness. Bring the hands to heart center, interlace the palms, reach them towards the ceiling, turn the toes back forward, and turn the right toes out and come into Warrior Two on the other side. Same with our breath. If we're holding our breath intentionally, that's consciousness. If we're holding it unintentionally, that's unconsciousness. Return the hands back to heart center. Turn all 10 toes forward. Bring your hands to your hips and lean forward for wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, just halfway lift. Walk yourself to the back of the mat. Step back into a down dog. And refining the alignment here in this posture, lifting high onto the balls of the feet. Shift forward, shoulders stack over wrist into our plank pose. The heels are directly over the balls of the feet, the hips generally in line with the shoulders, not dipping down too low or dipping up too high. Exhale, if they're high, you might need to walk your feet back a little bit farther, and exhale, press back into down dog. So if you notice that your down dog is a little wider now, that's the alignment of down dog. So another reason we have alignment is to find some ease in transition. So if we're always walking our feet forward and back, that just adds unnecessary movement into the postures. But again, we always want to honor our body and honor our internal experience of the postures more than we honor the alignment of the postures. From here, we'll come into a three-legged dog. Inhale, reach the right leg up. It can just be hip height. Exhale, step the right knee down to the center of the mat. Place the right hand down. Pivot onto the left toe and reach the left hand up towards the ceiling. You can stay right here. Notice if the hand is right underneath the shoulder blade. So this is the alignment for side plank, is the hand underneath the shoulder. If you have tighter wrist, you might want to walk the hand out. That feels better in my hand personally. And then from here, you can step the left foot forward if you want to intensify this side plank and come to the outer edge of the right foot. If you want to full side plank, stack the feet on top of each other. Exhale, release the left hand down, right back through to down dog. Inhale forward into a plank. Drop the knees here and lower all the way down to your belly. Drag the hands towards the feet and just lift up into a small cobra pose, pressing through the tops of the feet. Maybe lift the hands up off the mat. Inhale. Exhale, press back into a child's pose. Child's pose, knees can be wide apart or together if you need more support. Arms in front of you or stacking a forearm on top of the other if your shoulders are tight. You can also come into embryo pose. And setting your personal intention for class today. Inhale forward onto hands and knees. Let's move through some cat-cows. Inhale, belly drops. The gaze lifts, and what that means is the eyes move with the posture, so we're rolling the eyes back, up and back. Exhale, round through the spine. Feeling into the entirety of the spine. Inhale. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Two more. And from here, we'll come onto our knees, facing the long edge of the mat. Extending your left leg, coming into gateway pose. So left leg is straight. Inhale, reach the fingertips up towards the ceiling. Side bend over to the left and release that left hand down. And we're not putting any pressure onto the knee joint. And switch, we'll do the other side. Left knee down, right foot extends. Inhale, reach fingertips up towards the ceiling. Exhale, side bend over to the right. Inhale. Exhale, release the left hand down. And we'll come into that side plank on the left hand side. So left hand in alignment underneath the shoulder blade. If your wrist is too tight, the left hand might come a little farther forward. Grounding through that right foot. You can stay right here, or maybe walk the right foot forward. Extend the left leg. My personal favorite way of coming into this posture is from down dog and forward and stacking the feet from here. Lifting the right hip high and gazing towards the thumb. If it hurts your neck to gaze towards your thumb, then skip that part. Pressing back into down dog. Lifting the left foot, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee. Draw the knee, tuck it in nice and high. Tuck that heel, squeeze that heel to the glute as you shift forward with the hips. Step the foot far forward as you can. If it doesn't reach there, that's okay. You'll get there, maybe someday. Step the right foot forward. And if you don't, that's okay. It's not going to make you any happier if you can step your foot all the way through your hands. Yoga is meant to enliven us and lift in our mood, not frustrate us or be hard on ourselves. So hang out here in your forward fold. Bring your hands into airplane, flat back. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands through heart center and by your side, Tadasana mountain pose. Feet together. Inhale, reach the fingertips up overhead. Kali Mudra. The first fingers are together, the others are interlaced. Inhale. Exhale, side bend over to the right. Press through the right foot. Inhale, back to center. Lengthen through the sides of the waist. Exhale over to the left. Inhale, return back to center. Perhaps add a little bit of a back bend here. And exhale, fold forward over the legs. Sit your hips down nice and low. We will do a Utkatasana with feet together. It's more traditional. Hands face forward. And sit the hips nice and low. So with this, our feet are a little bit more narrow, so balance might be a little bit harder as we lift the right foot and step the right foot back. So you might need to step it back and to the side a little to add a little bit more balance. So the feet are on either side. If you imagine a line down the mat, the feet are either side of the line. If the balance is hard here, you can widen out the distance of the feet away from the line. Inhale, turning the right toes out, come into a 5-pointed star. Right toes turn out, soften through the right knee, Virabhadrasana 2. And we'll reverse our warrior, flip the right palm, shift the torso slightly forward, up and back. Keep a nice soft bend through the front knee and reverse your warrior. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, release the right elbow to the right thigh. You can keep that left hand right onto your hip or sweep the arm forward and up overhead or reach the fingertips up towards the ceiling. Gaze towards the fingertips if that feels wise in your neck, or just keep the gaze forward if that hurts. Flip the left palm out, thumb facing down, release it behind your back. Reach the right fingertips forward and all the way back up to center, turning all 10 toes forward. Turn the left toes out into warrior 2 onto the other side. So we don't want to be attached to any of these alignments or refinements, because attachment is what limits us. Flip the left palm forward, reach the fingertips up and back. Reverse your warrior. Inhale. Exhale, release the left elbow down to the thigh and sweep the right arm forward, slicing through the air and overhead. Ground through the back foot, turn the right thumb down behind your back, scoop the air with the left hand, turning the left toes forward. So for the next posture, I recommend finding a wall and bringing your back to a wall. So we're going to come into Trikonasana pose. If you want to stay right on your mat, that's totally fine too. But this is just so we can feel the alignment of the posture. So it doesn't matter if the heels are right next to the wall. They might be a few inches forward, but we want the shoulder blades on the wall. And again, check that your wrist and your ankles are lined up here. And we'll start with the right foot forward, keeping both legs straight, and keep the shoulder blades on the wall. Reach the right fingertips forward. Keep reaching, and then release the right hand down. Left hand towards the ceiling, perhaps gaze towards the ceiling. So the objective of Trikonasana triangle pose is to find a side bend. The objective isn't to reach your fingertips to the floor. That's not the posture's objective. That's your ego's objective. And then flip the palm so the palm faces the wall, thumb down the back, sweep the right hand forward, up and back. Reverse your Trikonasana just because that feels glorious, and release the right hand down. Turn the right toes in, the left toes out. And come into Trikonasana on the other side. Shoulders to the mat, to the wall. Reach the left hand forward. Reach, reach, reach. Until you can't reach anymore, and then release the left hand down, right fingertips up towards the floor, keeping the shoulder blades on to the wall the whole time. If the shoulder blades have released from the wall, then you might be more into a twisted triangle than a side bend triangle. ground through the back foot. Inhale, rising all the way back to center, turning all 10 toes forward, and hop yourself to the center of your mat for a tree pose. Just a final balancing posture. Bring the left foot slightly center. We'll start on standing on the left, lifting the right heel up off the floor, and just turn the right knee out to the side. Notice if you're giving a sassy hip draw, the hips back in, and keep them square to the center. This might be your tree pose today, or maybe you can reach for the ankle and placing the foot on the inside of the thigh. And what we always hear is anywhere but the knee. And that's they're now saying that's fine too. So I still say anywhere but the knee. And if you've been doing this a long time, maybe tap the right knee and find your tree pose. A focus on something steady in front of you will help. Inhale and exhale, release. Other side. Right foot slightly center, coming onto the ball of the left foot, and turn the left knee out. Draw the hips into the midline of the body. And you could stay right here. Ground, press through the right foot to find your balance. Or maybe find the ankle. And we're isometrically pressing the foot and the thigh together. Tucking your tailbone can help with holding this posture a little bit more. You can also tap that knee that will just automatically tuck your tailbone under and reach the fingertips up towards the ceiling. You can also have your hands at heart center. It doesn't matter. I don't really care what you do. I just care that you show up and you take care of yourself. Inhale. Exhale, release the left foot down. And we'll just come to the floor from here. Come to an easy seated position. And placing the ankle directly on top of the left knee. Both shins are parallel with the front of the mat. That's the alignment of this pose. But you might, if this left knee is way high, it might be beneficial to draw the heels in closer together. You can also grab a block and place the foot onto a block. If there's a lot of space here from your knee to the floor, a wise decision in your practice, if you want to practice long term, is to grab a blanket underneath your knee. So that way we're stretching the hip joint and not into the knee joint. Allows the hip to release and relax. And from here, you're welcome to stay right here. And the feet are flexed in this pose. You're welcome to stay right here or just lean forward and fold into a fire pit. Inhale. Exhale, slowly returning back up. Turn the right foot out so it's behind you. Reach the right hand back behind you. Come into a twist, reaching far back behind you. We haven't done too many twists today. And then returning back to center. Switch the legs. The right shin is forward. The left ankle comes right on top of the knee. We'll finish out with a twist at the end of class. Stacking the shins right on top of each other. Please use support underneath your knees. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale. Once you find your alignment in this posture, now is your time to find where you can feel into the resistance. So moving to your edge or the place of resistance in the body. Once you arrive there, breathe into it and allowing the resistance to dissolve in the body and in the mind. Inhale. Exhale, slowly returning back to center. Move the left foot behind you and walk that right hand as far back to the foot. So try to reach the right foot with the right hand and then reach the left hand back behind you like you're reaching to grab something. And returning back to center, reach the feet forward. Reach the fingertips forward, tuck the chin under, and slow motion, lowering all the way down to the earth. When you arrive, walk the feet close to the hips. We'll finish with a gentle back bend. From here, if you feel a big arch in the back, lift your hips and walk them a little closer to the heels. If you're feeling your shoulders crunching to your ears, then grab the edges of the mat and pull the mat in towards you, lifting the shoulder blades up and walking them down. Pressing through the upper arm bones, lifting the hips up towards the ceiling into your bridge pose. And now hold here. Imagine you're holding a ball between the thighs. So in bridge, our feet are right underneath the knees. The trick to do that is to find your fingertips to your heels. Inhale, exhale, release the hips back down. Let's do that again, one more bridge. And maybe you want to try this time before coming up, finding your fingertips to your heels. So if you didn't do that last time, I did that on purpose. Let's just say that. And that was just to see, maybe you thought the heels were under the knees, but now let's see what it actually feels like with the heels underneath the knees. Let's lift the hips up towards the ceiling. So can we bring the feet out and do it this way? Absolutely. That just works different muscles of the body. And again, we don't want to be limited to these alignments. Just intentional with them. Inhale. Exhale, lowering the hips down. And this time, just rock over onto the right glute. Draw the knees into the chest. And over to the right. So the knees are aligned with the hips here. The shoulder blades stay on the mat. And you can grab your right hand onto the left knee if you need a little bit more, or just reach both arms out into a T and gazing towards the left hand if that feels okay in your body. breathing into the belly, allowing it to soften, release. Engaging the core, drawing the knees back to center. Place the feet on the ground just to adjust your hips. Rocking over onto the left glute, the knees into the chest, and over to the left hand side, reaching the fingertips, maybe gazing towards the right hand. Inhale, draw the knees back to center. Give them a squeeze. And from here, come into a Shavasana, extending the legs long. Hands by your side, walking the shoulder blades underneath the back and reaching the fingertips out to the side. I'm going to leave you here today to stay in your Shavasana as long as you like. If you'd like some guidance here in your Shavasana and to be taken out of it, I have some videos for that, and I will link them in the description below if you'd like to practice with Shavasana with me. Otherwise, I will finish out practice today. Thank you for allowing me to guide you in your practice, and namaste.